Hey, H, good to see you. You're always here. First thing, I'll give you that. Okay, so I covered a case about a child named Audrii Cunningham. Now, it's so sad. This case is so sad. And we're going to get right into, hey, Mr. Nobody, we're going to get right into talking about her monster, I'll call him. And, I don't like doing that sometimes, but I I don't like talking about the victim when I'm paying attention to the perpetrator. Hey, Sandy, I'm waving back, girl. I am waving back. Okay, so let me take you guys down memory lane for a minute. So, hold on, I'm uncoordinated this morning. The man's name was Stephen McDougal. He was living in a camper behind Audrey's father and grandmother's house. He was living on that property. He had been incarcerated. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you things that he had done before. Okay, let me say this, and you guys tell me if it sparks your memory on Audrii Cunningham case. Don Stephen McDougal messaged Audrey's mother. You guys remember that? We're going to go through that too. We're going to go through that just so I can kind of bring you guys up to speed on that. EquiSearch actually were the ones that found her. The EquiSearch organization found Audrey. So sad. And this, I'm just going to tell you what makes me mad. This man took a plea deal. He admitted to unaliving her, and he took a plea deal so they wouldn't give him the DP. That upsets me. So he gets to even being in prison, enjoy the rest of his life, right? Hang on, I'm pulling a couple things up here. We talked about the Daniel Callahan case yesterday. And him being evaluated to see if he's even competent to stand trial. And when I talk about this guy also is said to have been handicapped in some way mentally. I don't believe that, but it's very upsetting. So, Stephen McDougal, let me get a pic for you guys. I know y'all want to see what this man looks like. He had been in trouble before for trying to do an inappropriate thing with a little girl. Let me find it. You guys know me. I have 12,000 tabs pulled up here. I usually keep them in line. You don't want to see a picture of him? All right. We got to know. I mean, I have just got to show what the guy looks like. I hate to. I hate to. That's what he looks like. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This guy is going to do life in prison. Life in prison. Let me find a picture of little Audrii here. Let me see if I can find a good picture of Audrii. 11 years old. He claimed that when they noticed her gone is when she didn't get on the bus. I'm sorry, you guys. I have such a cold. Hey, sassy pants. Beautiful little girl. Had her whole life in front of her. See, the first picture I find is a picture of her with him beside her. I should have went to Facebook. How sad? I'm going to show you guys something. This bothers me. This bothers me. Most every picture except for this one has him beside her. I don't like that. I don't like that. There she is. How sad is that? How sad is that? I'll pull up a different one of her too. That way you guys can see a bigger picture of her. So we're going to go to a young girl, and this happened in 2007, okay? Creepy man was out creeping in 2007. So, this was Houston, Texas. Carissa Davis was 1 year younger than Audrii when how do I want to word this? Okay, so creepy Dawn tried undressing a child, tried undressing her. It was in March of 2007. This young lady was 10 years old. She was at a family gathering at her uncle's home. Now, Don Stephen McDougal's sisters at that time were friends of the family, and they had brought Dawn along with them. She states he came into the room that me and my cousin were sleeping in. She says he yanked her cousin from their bed and then got into bed with her. Okay, I'll have to see I gotta see how old he is now. Because I don't know exactly how old he is at the moment. So he yanks the cousin from the bed, gets in bed with her, and immediately tries to Trigger warning, take down her pants. Take down her pants. Do you know how frightening that is for a 10-year-old? So he tries to take down her pants. She jumps up immediately. She looked at him and said, do you know how old I am? She then said she hauled ass out of there. And he grabbed her and she swung her arm and hit him. Good girl. But that did not stop him from searching the house for her. She then alerted her aunt. When she recognized who McDougal was when his picture came up in Audrey's disappearance. That's what made her remember who he was. And it could have been her all those years ago. So then at the time, are you all following me? Am I boring? Am I being boring? Just let me know. I don't mind. If I'm boring, let me know. Okay, so he pleads guilty to that, to enticing a child. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison, but got credit for almost 1.5 years served. This is the problem right here, okay? We're going to get into a law that was passed in Audrey's name. We're going to get into that too. Because he wasn't required to register as a offender. And he went on to face numerous other charges. That was a problem. That I feel is every state needs this protection for our children. If they have any type of offense towards a child that is proven, I mean, the man pled guilty. Why wasn't he made to register? That's sad. I mean, very sad. Okay, you guys, let me, I do have something I want you to listen to. But this guy had a sheet. He was said to have, let's see, what year was this? I don't know. Hang on. In 2010, he was convicted of aggravated assault with a trigger warning, deadly weapon. But this guy had worked with him at a quick change oil center. He would go hang out with this guy every once in a while. So one night they was drinking, and McDougal tried to attack him with trigger warning, knife. I have to read it the way I have to read it. The verbiage just, I mean, how can we? I'm not going to go there. I'm not. It's hard to dress these words up. They're words. If I'm reading them, then somebody else wrote them, and it's okay that they wrote them, but I can't say them. What is up with that? Okay, I'm not gonna go there. Okay, anywho. So they got wasted one night, you know, he they threw him out of the house. They threw him out of the house. So, but he come back. He come back and he slashed the dude's tires and tried to insert that kitchen utensil into him. That's what it says. So they ran him off. They had to get a weapon of their own. They ran him off, and the cops came out with dogs and got him. Ooh, wonder if that dog bit him. He says the moment was very intense, terrifying. He seemed like a nice guy, but he's got this whole other side to him that no one seemed to know about until now. Wow. So, okay, McDougal is a family friend of the Cunninghams who lived in a trailer, and he lived in the trailer on the property. The Cunninghams was dad and his mom, I believe. And this guy knew what he was doing, in my opinion. He knew exactly what he was doing. And when we get into the text that he was sending mom, it's very alarming. Very alarming. So this is what he did, and so I'm just going to go down the line. They believe that that Thursday morning he was taking her to the bus stop and never dropped her off. So they finally arrested him, and he took him to quite a few different locations near Lake Livingston and Trinity River, where he gave him information, but he really wasn't. He wouldn't specify where exactly she was at. That's so sad. Okay, let me get hold on. Let's pull some butterflies up here, you guys. We need some butterflies. These cases get hard to talk about. They really do. Well, hold on. Hold on. Oh, Lordy, help me, help me. It upsets me because they let him take a plea deal. They let him take a plea deal. For sure. Hey, you guys go check out Symphony of Insects. It's really cool. Watch the butterflies. All right. Let me see where I'm at. No, he pled guilty. He pled guilty. Daniel Callahan's who you're thinking about. Hey, Sassy Ann, good to see you. Hey, little Dev. Sorry if I missed anybody saying hey. I'm busy. Okay, let me get down to business here, you guys. Okay, we talked about the previous child, and he did very little time for that. Too much. I don't understand when he did that, why he wasn't charged and had to register. Would they not consider that even an act of violence from yanking her pants down? Yeah, system failure there. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, he is at a party getting drunk and uh didn't like something. That's scary. That is scary to have somebody pull any type of weapon on you. So let me find these texts. Let's talk about the text that this guy was sending to Audrey's mom. Now, I believe there was discourse there and, some type of visitation thing going on. And he was basically telling her that he was on her side, but the Texas speak for itself. The Texas speak for itself. So the mom of 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham claimed the suspect in her daughter's red room tried to get her to meet up with him. In Texas, the day that she went missing, the day that Audrey went missing. He tried to arrange her coming to meet him and Audrey at a nearby park. Fortunately, Audrey was found and recovered from the rivers day after she went missing. Now, let me get down here to these texts. Okay, these are the texts. Hold on. Get off of there. Dang it. There we go. Okay, hang on. So, he's trying to get Audrey's mom to meet him in a park, saying that he had Audrey. So, this text says, I can't make that bigger. Shit, can I make that bigger? No, I can't make it bigger. Okay, I'm going to read them to you. So, from Stephen McDougal, I believe. Wait, I need to make sure. Yeah, these must be. Okay. He says, I want to meet her too, but if this comes back on me bad in any way, I can lose her forever, and I would unalive you and then myself. No, no threat, but a promise. The response is, it would not, as long as no one says anything about it being set up. No one would even know, and she won't say anything to them. Okay, these texts are creepy. So she's okay. There's a park down the road from my house. Would that be okay? And you and Justin would have to sit nearby and something, or pretend to do. You can listen if you need to, but for my protection as well, I couldn't be alone. Then it says that's asking for trouble and setting me up for failure. Not at all. I do not in any way need to be set up to lose my child even more. Lucky would lose it if he knew. And this is what she asked you to do. He says, I'm your daughter's favorite person and she will not tell. Or what do y'all maybe talked about for her to see me? She wants to meet you. I told her I'm on your team. I will do what I can. And Audrey's mother is saying, I don't want to mess up seeing my daughter. He's wanting her. He told her that Audrey didn't like her mom's fiance, but Audrey doesn't know her mom's fiance. She wanted to try to get her daughter away from this guy. It seems like she wanted her daughter away from this guy. So at that point, she wanted to get her daughter and then call her dad, call Audrey's dad to come and get her from this guy. All right, here's some more texts. What has she been asking? He says, sweetie, I'm straightforward as it comes. If I was just talking to you to try to blank, I would have tried. She said, touche, I give you that. He said, she asked me if I ever talked to you and if you were as bad as they say you are. Wow, oh, wow. So this tells us that this guy knows and has probably heard Audrey's dad and possibly mom, whatever, speaking badly about Audrey's mother. Does that make sense? Did that make sense? Hey, Birdie. Oh, Birdie, you're good in this hood. Not a problem. We all have our days, girl. I apologize because it kind of made me get tickled. Not that I was laughing at you. Yes, ma'am. Don't you ever worry about a little thing like that, Birdie. For real. Hey, Mustang Granny. Okay. So this is this guy's messed up. He in a this yeah, this isn't good. This guy is taking something that he knows is going on in that family, and he's projecting it to her in a way that not good. Okay, so she says, just came off wrong, upset me. Wow, as bad as they say. What did you say? He says, oh, yeah, they've made it look like you're just horrible. I told her that you are doing good and are fun to hang with. And then it kind of cuts off there. I don't know why. But then it said, I'm surprised she thought about me. She's scared to see me because of their reaction. I mean, you didn't say they kept her inside for a month after I seen her that day at Justin's mom's. She does all the time. Yes, exactly. She is still, oh shit. She is still not allowed outside by herself in the evening. They told her that you were in the woods. Wait, what? She is confused about the situation, but I told her that you are not hiding in the woods, but we talk. Wow. I am really looking at this conversation here. So, this is my question. Looking at these texts, one thing that got me was where he says that I told her you were cool, that we hung out. Right? Where is that? Because I know it's here. Maybe it's in the ones above. Did they hang out together? Did she know this guy? I told her you okay, wait a minute. I told her that you are doing good and are fun to hang with. Did she know him? Or okay, I don't know. You can look at that a couple different ways, I guess. That really threw me off right there, though. Then he's telling her that they're telling Audrey her mama's hiding in the woods. Wow. This is the thing. Mom is saying, what the hell is wrong with Dad? Is he on substances, stressed? Why does his mental health have him thinking that I'm going to come and steal her? Were they thinking that because possibly Stephen McDougal made him think like that? I don't know. I'm just saying. Because this guy knows exactly what he's doing. Wow. I wish. Okay, now Audrey lived with her father and grandparents and other family members. Why? Okay. Why was he even taking her to the school bus and stuff? I mean, Dad could have been working, but in the past, McDougal had taken Audrey to the bus stop or would take her to school if she missed the bus. They found a backpack that they belonged to Audrey near the dam on Lake Livingston. Now, very sad. Check this guy out. So, they arrested him on a unrelated assault charge. There he is with the swastika. Why did they put so much, that family put so much trust? Would it have made, if, would it have made a difference if he was on the registry? Well, yeah, because he couldn't, there's no, she lived there, right? If he was on the register, if he was on, if he would have been registered, an SO, he wouldn't have been allowed to be within a certain distance of her, right? Okay. Now, little Audrey had passed I believe the medical examiner said that it was blunt force trauma. Yeah, yeah. And something else. I'll find it. I will find it, I promise. I do have an article I want you guys to listen to. Let me see if I can get it pulled up real quick. And this is the family. This is the family after Audrey passed away. Hold on. Let me make sure this is the one. Okay, hold on. Da 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 da. Well, that's crazy. Give it a minute. There we go. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a, this is from the news. And what channel is it? Let's see what channel. KHOU 11. Thank you. The family feels like they're being attacked. This is the father. This is the grandparents. And let me share it with you, my friends. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Hold on.
Audrey's father's side of the family is saying anything publicly since the 11-year-old's murder.
Marcelino Benito in the newsroom tonight. Marcelino,
I
you
don't
received
know,
an email
that's a good
from the
question.
family today.
Len and Mia, that's right. Audrey's grandfather, Captain Philip Munch, reached out to me today. He says the family is still deep in shock, but they now want to start to set the record straight. Nearly 1 week since Audrii Cunningham's body was pulled from the Trinity River, her father's family releasing a lengthy statement. Their first public comment since Audrey went missing on February 15th. Tragically, Audrey's death occurred at the hands of a monster we thought was a friend, only 10 days after Audrey's 11th birthday, the family wrote. That monster, charged with capital murder, is Don Stephen McDougal, who lived in a camper in the family's backyard. The family writes, "We are being..."
Oh, I want you guys, I'm gonna stop it here I gotta commentate on it. That's the backyard. That's the house and the property.
He writes, "We are being attacked and criticized on social media platforms for showing compassion and mercy to this formerly incarcerated person. But our interactions with this person were a result of our faith, which teaches us to give our fellow man a second chance."
Okay. Okay. I get that. And okay, I'm not going to touch this. I'm going to let this go for a minute.
McDougal has a lengthy criminal history dating back to 2001.
A criminal history dating back to 2001. And he was a not registered assayer.
But his 2007 conviction of enticing a child with intent never required him to register as a sex offender. The family says the system failed them, telling us, McDougal had a history of disrespect for young female children, but it did not show up when we checked the registry before allowing him to stay in our backyard while he tried to start a new life. Had we been aware of what we know now, this man would never have set foot on our property, much less been a part of our little girl's life. Audrey's grandfather sending us new photos of his granddaughter, describing her as charismatic,
so
beautiful, talented.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there just for a second. Yeah, well, shit. I believe he had some of his charges. I thought one of them was for math and yeah. I'll pull it up in a second.
They say she wanted to become a vet or an animal trainer. She touched so many lives and filled them with joy and happiness that was infectious. Audrey will be missed by a great many people, wrote her grandfather. The family's focus now, laying Audrey to rest in a few days and changing laws to close the loophole in sex offender registry laws. Her grandfather telling me via email they've been viciously attacked on social media. They're hoping that by starting to comment publicly, that starts to die down. At some point next week, he tells me they do plan to do interviews and answer questions in person. Back to you.
All right, Marcelino, thank you for the update from the family. A reminder, the public is invited to a visitation for Audrey that is this Friday at the first.
Okay, so I get that they wanted to help someone. I had his record pulled up. Hang on there. I have to find it first. Okay, hold on. I want to show you guys this one. I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try not to keep everybody on here for a long time today. We're going to, I want to try to do live tonight. Have a little bit of fun. Okay. Lord have mercy. Let's do this.
Justice is not over for Audrii Cunningham. Nearly a week after her killer was convicted in her 2024 murder, a proposed law has now been filed in her honor.
It is called Audrii's Law. KPRC2's Corley Peel shares how the law aims to protect children from predators.
This is House Bill 2000, also known as Audrii's Law. State Representative Trent Ashby filed it yesterday. He also sent us this statement saying that this proposed bill would prevent future tragedies and would close a loophole that allows violent sex offenders to stay off the sex registry list. I spoke with Andy Kahn, who is the director of Victim Services for Crime Stoppers. He has been at the forefront of creating Audrii's Law ever since she was killed. And do you feel like this law could save a lot of lives?
Absolutely. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Kahn says the proposed bill stems from a case in 2007 where McDougal was accused of trying to molest a young girl, but he was convicted on a lesser charge.
It was pled down from indecency with a child. He pled down enticing a child, and for whatever reasons, enticing a child is not listed as one of the offenses where an offender has to register as a sex offender.
Audrii's Law would change that.
Wow.
Basically, the gist of the bill is anyone that's convicted of an offense in which there's a sexual element like a child grooming, which is what State Representative Ashby has filed, will be now required to register as a sex offender.
And this is the thing. Oh my God, look at that picture. This is the thing. Look at what he was doing to Audrii. Using her mother. That's messed up. That is messed up. Wow. They should have put, in my opinion, this guy under the ground. Let me get his face
McDougal,
off
who was
of
a
there.
friend of Audrii's family, now spending the rest of his life in prison. Despite his sentence, Kahn says Audrii's Law would help continue her fight for justice.
But the important thing is, what can we do to prevent this from happening in the future and keep more Audrii Cunninghams from happening? And passing this law, Audrii's Law, will do that.
And see, this is the thing that gets me, because the offenses that McDougal had on him, you know, it sounded like there was a person who got violent very quickly. And wouldn't you question that? Wouldn't you question that, having that person around a child? I'm just asking.
Now that the proposed bill for Audrii's Law has been filed, it will go before a committee. Andy Kahn says he is confident that this bill will be passed. Corley Peel, KPRC 2 News.
Oh, thanks, Corley. Thank you, girl. We appreciate you. Yes, I am going to, not today, I am going to pull up the law statute on it. Oh, how sad. How sad. Well, I mean, look. What, you know, they're saying everybody came at us only because we were trying to help him. We was trying to give him a start. You're right, Sassy Ann. They should have asked a lot more questions. A lot more questions. Hey, Luz, what's up? Hey, what time is it there? What time you got? This upsets me, though. I'm going to play this one, too, because it's talking about... Okay, here we go. This is Fox 26. You heard it. You heard it. Let me rewind that a little bit. The dude is a manipulator. Okay. That I get manipulator. He was what I consider grooming Audrii and using her mother and not being able to see her mother. I wonder if he wasn't sitting in there going, oh my gosh, I've seen her in the woods. I know I haven't turned it on yet. That's why I'm talking. I'm talking, lady. We's like, shut up, Remain. You can't hear it. Hold on. I'll stop it and represent it. Okay, let me find where I was. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. No, you're fine. Okay, wait. Okay, here we go. All right, at least you told me. Okay, here we go. Let Audrii, I'll take it back to the beginning then.
Something that they say under Texas law.
It is hard to hear.
From seeking that penalty.
It is hard to hear you guys, okay? So.
We believe that Audrii is in heaven and he's going to burn in hell for what he did.
7-year-old girl
there we
in
go.
Livingston last year will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. We're talking about 43-year-old Don Stephen McDougal, pleading guilty to the murder of Audrii Cunningham earlier today. Fox 26's Jade Fleury is live for us just outside of Livingston. Jade.
Yeah, according to the Polk County District Attorney's Office, Don Stephen McDougal is not eligible for that death penalty because he has intellectual and developmental disabilities, something that they say under Texas law prevents prosecutors from seeking that penalty.
We believe that Audrii is in heaven and he's going to burn in hell for what he did.
Almost a year after 11-year-old Audrii...
I'm sorry, but I don't see this guy having an issue with it. I don't see him having an issue with it.
Cunningham's body was found in the Trinity River, her murderer pleading guilty in court. 43-year-old Don Stephen McDougal accepting a plea deal for a life sentence with no chance of parole for the kidnapping and killing of the little girl.
This resolution ensures that Don Stephen McDougal is being punished to the fullest extent that I, as a state prosecutor, have available to me.
Little Audrii Cunningham went missing.
That is messed up. let me tell you, this needs to be in every state.
Until he was arrested for her murder.
That was the only reason he was allowed to stay at our house. We were asked and we agreed to help him, and we've suffered the consequences.
The criminal taken by police escort away from the courthouse. Audrii's family thanking law enforcement and the community for their support over the last 11 months.
Agencies from near and far did everything they could, and they at least brought her home. Not the way we wanted.
Audrii's grandparents.
Now, look, you can feel a certain way about the grandparents and the dad. You can. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they, well, if they didn't know anything about it, right? I don't know. It's also question. I have more questions than than when I've talked about this case before.
And say that today's decision eases the pain of having to go through a long and lengthy trial. Now they're trying to get a new law passed called Audrii's Law that would require offenders to be included in the sex offender registry. Reporting near Livingston, Jade Fleury, Fox 26 News.
Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll start a company. Oh, wait, no. I don't know where you're at, but I don't want to hear you in my ear. Jeez. But yes, EquiSearch actually were the ones that went and found Audrii. They sure did. Could probably pull that up. Let's see here. Oh, Duty Ron's on there. I love Duty Ron. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull it up. So, Texas EquiSearch searched for Audrii at Lake Livingston on February 17, 2024, the day after she went missing. She was found, I think it was like 5 days later. They found her in the Trinity River on the 20th. But yeah, 5 days. 5 days. I love Duty Ron. He's got it in. He's tight with EquiSearch. But, yep. Well, wait a minute. This is, I don't even know what this is. I had another case I wanted to talk about too, but I'm already at an hour. So, I don't know. It's beyond my comprehension how the man who unalived my uncle, he had mental problems too. He did. I don't know. I might talk about my uncle, his case sometime. I don't know. For real, for real. All right. Let me see. I got a couple more things I was going to talk about real quick. Okay. I have to say big time trigger warning on this. Well, I'll just tell you about it. I can pull it up. There was a 14-year-old kid who took as I said, trigger warning, AR-15, and proceeded to put rounds through this woman's vehicle. We'll talk about that some other time. Sad. Did you guys know that there was at least 9 people that lost their lives in the storms, the Kentucky storms? Wow. Here, I'm going to play this. I am going to play this. Wow. This is from the Today Show. Oh, I don't know if I can play this or not. I don't know if I can play this or not. I mean, they got like 4.71 million subscribers. For real. I want you guys to see it. So I'll pull that up and see if I can find that somewhere else. Because I can tell you about it, but you have to see it. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to throw out conspiracy theories or anything, but they say they can't control the weather. I don't know. I don't know. They may say that that they can't like cause hurricane conditions or anything, right? But if you're kind of messing with the weather, that could end not well. That's what some conspiracy theorists would say anyway, right? And then when they went up into space and, you know, lasered ions and stuff, but, you know, yeah, I'm sure they knew exactly what it would do. But who am I? I'm not a physicist. I am going to show this because I've been wanting to kind of talk about this. So give me just a minute. Hold on, our butterfly's got a commercial. I don't mind showing their commercials. I don't mind showing your commercials, butterflies. Okay. All right, hold on. This kind of upsets me. Now, I'm going to say trigger warning on this story. Big time trigger warning. Credit goes to WXYZ TV Detroit, Channel 7. All right. And I will commentate on it a little bit, you guys. Trigger warning. Now, I want to ask you guys a question, and I'm serious. Okay? The kids passed away in a parking garage at a casino. Mom, of course, is very upset. Do you think that what do you think the situation warrants? What you know right now, what do you think happened? What do you think the reason that happened was? Come on, class. Oh, that's sad, Greedy Mama. That is sad. Is there a GoFundMe link? Is there a GoFundMe, Greedy Mama? Hey, Mama Bear. All right, I know you guys got to be paying attention. In this story that I am showing you right now, 2 children passed away from hypothermia being in a vehicle in a parking garage at a casino. What do you think the reason for that was? What do you think happened? Why do you think that happened? All right. You guys are slow this morning, class. Bad parenting. Thank you, Sandy. You couldn't hear it? Okay, I'll start it over again. I will start it over again. Okay, here we go. This is Mom. You've already seen the story, haven't you, Mama Bear? Yep. No, it was cold, so it wasn't the heat. It's cold here, we. Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear this? Okay, I'm just asking because Sassy Ann is saying she can't hear it. You can't hear it either? All right, hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. Ugh. I don't know what's going on with my stuff. Ugh. Well, now I feel stupid. Having a stupid attack. Okay, here we go. You'll be able to hear it now. I apologize. All right, here we go.
Our other big story of the night, a father speaking to us tonight after learning 2 of his kids died from exposure to the cold in a casino parking lot.
Yesterday, 7 News Detroit reporter Audrii Cunningham spoke to the mother of those 2 kids about the tragic situation.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please.
Well, tonight, Darren is getting the father's side of this story, hearing about the moment he learned 2 of his children had passed away.
Darnell Curry Sr. wiped away tears while talking with me about his children, Darnell Jr. and Amelia, and the distressing phone call he says he took from their mother, Tatiana Williams, on Monday.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital right now? I was hoping it was a sick joke, but it wasn't.
According to Detroit police, 9-year-old Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amelia died while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking garage.
Daddy, where were you, Daddy, when your kids were sleeping in a parking garage at a freaking casino? Hang on, because he's getting ready to tell us something here in just a second.
Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me. You know, people just didn't like too many kids at their house.
I spoke with the children's mother Tuesday evening. She told me she's been living in her vehicle for 3 months, along with her 4 kids, her mother, and 2 teenage siblings.
What? Wow. Yeah, he's got a gym membership. Yep.
She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because you're homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been.
What? Did you hear what he just said? Are you kidding me? Hey, I'm rewinding that a little bit. What? You need to be charged with being a fucked up dad. I'm just saying, excuse my language. Wow. Wow. 3 of those babies were yours? I already don't like you. Hey, that's the most replayed, so maybe other people see what I see.
Can I get them just to get them, and can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
Say, that's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them.
She ain't never said anything to you. So, had you even seen your kids for that 3 months? I'm just asking.
The sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she didn't.
The sob story didn't cut all that. 3 months he knew he was homeless with them babies. Lord.
No.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days?
She just asked, can I get them for a couple days?
But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here.
I told her I'm working. I'm going to the gym.
We're not close to each other, so.
They're not close to each other. They had 3 babies, right? What's that got to do with your babies? Right now, I've got a Google law enforcement certificate. Just got it yesterday. You need to go to jail. Was he paying child support? Inquiring minds want to know.
I couldn't, but she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach
Don't call daddy. Call daddy's family, right? Oh, wow. Wow.
out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have, like we always used to do.
He says the last time he held his children was a month or 2 ago, and that they typically FaceTime, moments he will miss.
And there's a
Look at where he's standing. I think that one little tear that came down his eye was because it's cold outside. For real. That little tear he had coming down, that was from his eyes getting cold. That's what that was from. Wow.
police investigation into this. What is it you would like to see come of this? Obviously, nothing's going to bring back your 9-year-old and your 2-year-old.
It doesn't even matter to me. Can't get them back, so it's whatever.
Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
No,
whatever.
you cannot get them back. Our heart aches for this family. I mean, there's so many people reaching out, trying to help. And I would just say, I mean, to anybody in our community, if your children are cold and go inside somewhere, beg for help if you can, so nothing like this ever happens again.
And as I learned today,
she tried to get a place with her and the kids. She said people didn't like them having that many kids. Yeah, he's messed up. But, if you have to, go to the Salvation Army. You can go to churches. For sure. But guess what? If you're homeless, pretty much you ain't got no money. But she was getting them up for school, she said. Right? She went to wake them up for school. Did she not know it was very cold in there? That's sad. I don't know. That whole thing's just sad. Sad, sad, sad. All right, you guys. I got 10 minutes. Tell me what you want. What you really, really want. So what's going on with everybody? Hey, Miss Mayor. I'll call you 606. So they're wanting donations to go directly to the funeral home? So your daughter-in-law and her family, she lost her sister and the sister's son. Okay. Watts Funeral Home, CO Amy Horton, 1330 East Main Street, Salem, Virginia. 24153. That's all they have so far? Okay, ma'am. I will put that on my community page. I will. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Girl, I don't have to look in the mirror to tell myself I love myself. Because I know I love myself. So, yes, I will be pulling up Audrey's Law. There shouldn't be a loophole when it comes to protecting a child. There shouldn't be any loopholes for any of that type of behavior. I mean, I think different states have like different statutes on age. I mean, some places they marry kids as young as 8 years old. 9. Sad world. Sad, sad world. I just can't believe I mean, why wouldn't they have, look, if this guy was so mentally challenged and stuff, if McDougal was that mentally, you know, why didn't that family notice that? Why didn't that family notice that? Sad world. All right, guys, I'm getting off here. We're going to do a commentary tonight. It's going to be very fun, I think, and interesting. I want to schedule it like at maybe 6:30, maybe 6:30. So, but you guys pray for these babies. Keep these babies in your heart. Hey, thank you guys for showing up. Thanks, mods. Thank you, mods. I love my mods. I do. Sassy Ann, I'm glad you're back. We missed you. Didn't know where you went. You ghosted us. You ghosted us, Sassy Ann. That's okay. It sure is. I knew you had a lot on your plate. I know you got a lot on your plate. For real. For real, for real. Okay, I will come back in and get the information on the funeral home and get that over on my community page. I wish she was, I mean, a GoFundMe, you know, people can go right to it and decide, you know. But right now, she only has the funeral home information, so I will get that. Thank you, guys. All right. It's time. My OCD, we're at the end of it. So come back tonight if you guys get a chance, and we're going to go over a really interesting live. I'm going to commentate on it. I'm looking forward to it, just to let y'all know. All right, peace out, you guys.